use more light. Let's need more light than that. There we go. Hey everybody, welcome to another video. In today's video we are going to do a long-term review of the LED Colight auxiliary lights I have on the Montero. I've had these lights for 2 years. I'm just going to give you what I've installed, the three different series of lights I have on the Montero currently, and what I like about them, some details about them, and why I chose them. So the first thing I'm going to cover is why I chose to go with LED Colight. Mostly because it was in the budget. I'm not going to beat around the bush on that, but simply they're in the budget. I know there's other brands out there like KC Lights, Baja, Oxbeam, but honestly, the prices of those are really good. I'm not saying they're bad lights. Obviously, they have a really good reputation, and I decided that they're a little too much for our budget. Those are great lights if I was a little bit more serious and did a lot more off-roading or overlanding. It's probably something I would consider to invest in, but we don't do that. We do go off-road, go on the trails, we do camping, but we don't do it as much as I would like to, and not often. So there was a lot of factors I had to choose and balance out to figure out which lights I want to go with. And there are other several brands that I was looking at before I just ultimately decided to go with LED Colight. Mainly the reason I chose with them is there's a lot of questions. I messaged certain brands. I'm not going to get into them, but some of them don't even exist anymore. Some of them gave me good information, but LED Colight was the one that actually answered my questions within pretty promptly, gave me some details and very helpful. They're not located in the United States. First and foremost, they are from China, but their customer service, even before I purchased the product, was really good. I mean, they answered all my questions, and I felt confident ultimately to go ahead and decide to give their products a try. So previously I had on the rig were a lot of Amazon special LED night light and all that stuff that were gifted from family and friends. And I ran those for a while. But I mean, I wanted to run something more consistent. I had different brands of lights, ditch lights and the fog lights and the floodlights. And I wanted to go one single brand. These are good quality lights. I mean, I've had these for about 2 years. I'm very happy with them. The performance has been really, really good. I'm very happy with the light output and just the overall general performance of these lights when we need to use them. From some overnight trail riding, we had a hurricane, some storms. We had a hurricane last year. I used them a little bit during the night to navigate and to help some neighbors. So the lights that I have on there, I have 3 sets of their lights. I have the Rob2 series. I use these for my ditch lights. I have their 7-inch Defender series floodlights over there, spotlights. I'm running those. And on the back, I have their 3-inch flush mount LED lights for the rear bumper for just rear lighting. Those are independently switched. I mean, independently wired. Those are the 3 I'm running currently, and what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a breakdown of each light later on in the video. I'm going to give you light performance on the street and light performance on a trail situation. But let's go ahead and we're going to start with the 7-inch Defender series. All right, these are the 7-inch Defender series. I have these mounted on my Joust front bull bar. So some cool features, key features on these Defender series is they have an all aluminum housing, and the heat sinks here are well made, obviously to dissipate heat that the LEDs generate. This is the vent. They say on their website it's military grade. This is a heat vent. The LEDs create heat, so to protect the life of the LEDs from operating too hot of a temperature and moisture developing in the lens inside the housing, these are vent the heat from the assembly. You have these high quality polycarbonate lens, and these are rated IP68. So the brackets are aluminum also. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correct. Deutsch D2 plugs, which is awesome. Those plugs are really good for protecting water intrusion. They're weatherproof plugs. That comes standard on these lights here. So if you get a harness, make sure you have the correct connectors to plug into these. I believe these ends are male, so you need to get the female end for whatever wiring harness you're running to wire these up in the cabs. Light performance on these are great. I mean, I'm really happy. They're bright. Wherever you point them or aim them, they're going to shine. I'll show a little graph here on the corner to show you their lighting graph and temperature. So up to just under 4,000 feet, there's going to be at least one lumen or lux. So that's pretty bright. I don't see why you need to go farther, especially what we use it for. Now the cons on these lights is the hardware. I highly recommend to upgrade the hardware. It's just like steel. I went ahead and upgraded all the hardware to stainless steel. As you can see, there are some remnants from the hardware where it was rusting that came with it. So I went and measured everything correctly and got stainless steel hardware for the lights. The other thing is my rig is not a garaged rig. It stays out most of the time, pretty much all the time. And I live in Florida, and the summers here are pretty bad. They're pretty harsh. So we get a lot of afternoon rain, sun, and then not only that, there's so much construction. So they're exposed. These lights get battered pretty bad, just normal driving. So the sun has taken their toll on the finish. If you look over here, I mean, it's the finish is starting to wear. This used to be shiny black. It's a little bit dull, but honestly, it's not such of a big deal to me. I just want them to work. If that's something important to you, that's maybe something you want to consider. But overall, I just wanted these to work, and I just wanted them to have no moisture intrusion. And those two factors are great. They do the job. If the finish held up, that's a +1 for me, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Yeah, that's something you might want to consider on these lights as a potential issue. As you can see, a lot of this deteriorations up to the top where the sun hits it the most. If you look in the bottom, it's pretty much still mint. So yeah, maybe that's something you want to consider. All right, the next lights we're gonna talk about are the Rob Series 2. So right here, there's some specs on it and features on these Rob2 series. So with these lights, I chose them to be my ditch lights because of the size of them and the way the light options they have. They offer these in 3 different types of lens. So you can go spot, flood, or diffused. I chose to go with diffused light as my ditch lights. So the light output, I'll put a little picture on the corner here. It's also on their website, is what I was looking for as a ditch light, because I already have spotlights up front with the Defender series, so I wanted to go with a more diffuse light as my ditch lights. And I chose to go with the yellow lens. These lenses are actually replaceable. The other one they offer is the clear. So that's a pretty cool option. It makes it more versatile, a little bit more customizable to whatever application that you want to use on your rig. These lights have been great. I mean, flawless. They work every time. The light put is excellent. These held up a little bit better than the Defender series as far as fit and finish. They still have a good shine to them. There's really no signs of deterioration on them. So I also had to upgrade the hardware on these. So these are at steel hardware. I switched everything out to stainless steel on these. So that's another recommendation I would say to do when you do go with these lights. Upgrade the hardware. But yeah, I love these lights. I mean, I love how they look. Like my son and daughter's friends have said that they look like Wally. Us older guys probably think they look like Johnny Five. So, but yeah, they're cool. I mean, they're excellent lights. There's no way you can go wrong with these. The third set of lights I'm running, LED Colights, they're 3-inch flush mount lights. They have 3 series of their 3 styles of their 3-inch flush mounts. I decided to go with this one, but I think I'm gonna go switch out to a different style on when I switch up the lights or add the lights. I'm going to change it up a little bit. But the reason I went with this, because if you look at that, the lens, it has these projectors on the bottom, and then you have more of a wider pattern up here. I was trying to aim for a look or lighting output, but it didn't come out the way I wanted. These fit more for like a front bumper fog lights. I mean, later on you'll see in the video how the light output is. I mean, it's great, but I want my reverse lights to be more of a broader light output. So if I need to see what's behind me, or you know, when I'm from the rear view, I have more of a dispersed light through. These aim more downward, mainly because these projectors kind of aim down. Like I said, these would be perfect for a front, like a fog light, front light setup. But yeah, either or, they're good quality. I did have one issue with these lights when I got them brand new. One of them wasn't working. I contacted LED Colight. They asked me a couple questions, you know, switching the polarity and all that good stuff. I tried it out. I said it didn't work. They sent me a replacement pretty quick, and I was pretty happy with that. The only complaint I have is this finish here used to be black. Now it's worn out. It has like a grayish look. Like I said, it's not a deal breaker for me. I wish it had held up a little bit better, but you know what? It's not a huge deal for me. So we're gonna show you lighting setup on just driving on the street. So I have my standard headlights on right now. These are high beams. High beams are on. Alright, I'm going to turn on the Rob2 ditch lights. There you go. And then next are the Defender series. There you go. I'm going to zoom in. Zoom in more. A little bit more. So that's with driving the lights on, I guess, a regular public street here, or road. Let me turn them on. Flush mounts in the cabin. So that's the lights on in a pretty dark street on. Turn them off so we're, there you go. It gives you a better idea. High beams are back on. This is a demonstration of the light output of the LED Colight LEDs I have on the Montero. Right here we're at my fishing spot that that I go to. So we're a little bit off road, just to try to give you guys an idea how these lights would be if you were, you know, camping or off road. So as you can see right here, these are just my standard headlights on. This is them high beams. Okay, and what we're gonna do is my regular lights, we're gonna turn on the Rob2 series, my ditch lights. So that is the Rob2 ditch lights. Alright, so I'm going to turn those off, and this is the 7-inch Defender series. Alright, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That's the Defender series on. Put on both, and we're just going to drive around this area and give you an idea of the visibility and light output of the lights. So we're coming to a section here of an alleyway of pine trees. Again, these are just my regular headlights on. High beams. High beams are on. Turn on the Rob2s. And then we're going to put on the Defender series. Now I'm going to kind of zoom in so you have a better idea of the light output. So I'm going through a pretty thick section here. So for their lights, they have some pretty cool accessories for some of their series of lights. Like you may have saw probably in the beginning of the video, they had these covers here. You can get these in 3 styles for most of their like flood and spot beam lights, like their 7 to 9-inch. I decided to get the amber or orange. I offer them also in clear, and they also offer them in a smoke color. But yeah, these are pretty cool. This even protects your lens on the LED lights, especially for daily use. So if you live in an area with a lot of construction or a lot of dirt, debris, yeah, I mean, these are great lenses, they're strong, but this adds another layer of protection for them, so you can take them on and off. Really cool. This was like the first series. I got them when they first released. LED Colight, I've been in communication with them. They've updated the design because I guess these first series, they have, they're just the sticker, there's a slight embossed in the lens, but they put a sticker to kind of make it stick out. The stickers are starting to wear off and crack, but I've been in contact with them. They've changed the design, which I'll be getting soon. Their new second version, I guess. And I'll be sticking those maybe on my next video when I do the a walkthrough on the current setup on the Montero. I'll kind of tap in and give more details on their new design. But something to think about, easy to put on. But yeah, it's a cool little feature to have on for these lights. I mean, they offer multiple series. They're laser lights, the Defender series, and if you go on their website, you can see that if they have that special accessory for these lights. And I already covered the Rob2. You can change the lenses, clear or amber. But yeah, they have a lot of product line. They've released some new, a lot of stuff specifically for especially the new vehicles like the Ford Bronco. But yeah, that's really cool stuff that the LED Colight's been coming out, especially this year. Increased their product offerings in their product line. So a lot of options. So yeah, there you go. That's the long-term review on the LED Colight lights that I have currently on the Montero. I've had these on for 2 years. Zero problems other than the cosmetic issues that I talked about in the video. They perform well. The light output's great, amazing. I'm very happy with them, and the installation, all of them, the customer service. It's a really, I would highly recommend it. I would have no issues or no reservations to recommend their product to anyone looking for a budget quality product. I understand there's going to be a lot of people that want, you know, that'll recommend, or like Oxbeam and KC and Baja, and that's fine. But for me, that's not what I need it for. Some people can't afford it. Some people are more conscious on their bill. They're on a budget, and I fall into that where I'm on a budget. I'm not trying to overspend on certain things on the rig. I rather spend money on the stuff that makes the Montero or your vehicle run correctly. The lights and all that stuff is great if you have the cash, the money, or if you find that a priority for whatever you want to do. I mean, yes, the market's flooded with a lot of options, a lot of lights, not just LED lights, anything. And yes, a lot of them are, you're taking a risk. You can probably get these lights somewhere that looks similar for half the price, and that's great. But there is a thing that exists where you can get a budget-friendly quality product, and LED Colight fits the bill. And I'm sure it will fit the bill for many of those that are looking to get the product. Matter of fact, like I said earlier in the video, I plan to add a couple more lights on the rig once I figure out the lighting setup. So I'm looking at maybe add like a light bar, some chase lights, but that's down the road. And obviously when I do add that, we'll do another video and go from there. But yes, if you're in the market and you're thinking about going LED Colight, I'm saying thumbs up, can't go wrong. But yeah, there you go. That's another video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and hit that notification bell as we put more videos. And I hope this video helps you out if you are in the market and are questioning, is LED Colight a good light? And it is. So thank you again, and we'll see you. Peace.